Hi you guys, in this video I will be showing you how I take these brassy knots and turn them into something more realistic. If you are watching this video, I assume you have run into this problem, and that is the brassy knot syndrome or brassy hair syndrome. As you can see here, I promise you this is a very easy fix. You just need patience and time. These are the products that I use for this. The blue and purple shampoo as well as the dye can be substituted for other things. I know as far as the purple shampoo, you can use shimmer and lights. Blue shampoo I don't really have a substitute for, but as far as the dye, there are hundreds of dyes you can use to substitute. So as you can see, I'm going in with my blue and purple shampoo. The blue does not come like that. It comes just as though this purple was coming out, except for it's blue. But I had to mix it with water. Don't judge me. I ran out. I ain't have time to go to the store. But you just get in there really, really good. Cover all those brassy areas that you can possibly see in the lace. I typically just do the whole thing and just get it over with. But you can be very generous with this. I'm very generous with my shampoo. You guys, this shampoo smells really, really great if you do get a chance to get it. But next, what I do is I go ahead and I rinse off the lace, because this will stain your lace if you leave it on there too long. So I just rinse off my lace and I let this sit for about 3 to 5 minutes. I will tell you guys to be careful leaving it on for a long time, because it can also stain your hair and you don't want to be walking around with purple roots. So now it's time to rinse. And when you're rinsing, you want to make sure you rinse as thoroughly as possible, so that when you get ready to dye your hair, you don't have any shampoo so that it won't set. So just make sure you rinse it out as much as possible, especially on the lace and the knot area. And voila! As you can see, the brassy knots are gone. But we are not done, girl. We still got some more work to do. Now that we have toned those knots down drastically, we are going to go in with our dye. I would use a dye that's closest to the color of your hair. Match it as close as you can to the color of the hair that you have. And you're going to need a little bit. You're not even going to use this whole bottle when it comes to doing this. So I part the hair in little sections because I want to cover as much as I can. And I don't want it to run or get back on the knots to have to go back in and bleach the knots again. So with that, I just part it in little sections, and I usually use something like a little mascara brush, but I didn't have it right at this moment. So I go in with my coloring brush. And if you use these, please be careful with this, because it's so easy to slip up and get too close and get the dye back onto the knots. But as you can see, I'm just parting it in little sections, and I get as close as I can, but not too close. Some of you are wondering why I'm combing. I am combing to make sure the dye does not run. So I'm just combing the dye through. Right here, I'm showing you an example of how close I get to the knot, but not on the knot to where I'm coloring that as well. Just right in front of the knot. And I lightly do this. Just use a slight hand. You don't have to press down or anything. You just rub it on lightly. Lightly. So please, please, please do not do this. Don't do that. If you do that, it will run down to your knot and you'll have a problem having to re-bleach it and doing all that, and you don't want to have to go in and overcorrect or recorrect work that you already done, and bleaching it again might put you at risk of losing some of your strands out of your wig, and we don't want bald spots, so don't do that. So right here, I'm just going to go through and I'm pulling all the dye through as well as parting it to make sure I got all the areas that I needed to fix. Also, what I do is when I'm doing this process is I make sure that the areas that I have parts in are filled in really, really good so that when I do get ready to part, I don't have to put any extra dyes or permanent marker like some people do. I'm just making sure I don't have to do that when I get ready to wear my wig. So when I get done doing all of the checking, I just keep coming it through. I do leave this on for about 30 minutes minimum. I also sometimes sit it under the dryer before I rinse it. But I do go ahead and I rinse it out, and I make sure I rinse it thoroughly again, because if you don't rinse it thoroughly and you're somebody who likes baby hair or you want to wet your wig, the dye will run. So you don't want that problem either. So just avoid it. Rinse your wig out thoroughly. And as you can see, it is definitely giving scalp and it ain't even on the head yet. So this is the finished look. As you can see, it looks as though it is coming from my scalp. My hair wasn't all the way laid, but I wanted to make sure you guys see these knots and how it does look like it's coming out of my scalp. Thank you guys for watching. I greatly appreciate you all for being here. I hope I taught you something. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.